Best friend for 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow. I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow.
Hi there, welcome to the marketplace with Ucho Noche this lovely Monday evening. It's good to have you guys. I believe that all of us are acclimatizing to the new year, preparing for the new year, and yes, a lot of things are going to happen this year. And I know that we are more or less like a little bit above the middle of the month, but it's still January is still a promising year. How was today? People frown at Mondays, but for me, Monday is usually the best day of the week because you have a weekend to unwind and you have Sunday to be able to project the things that you do on Monday. For me, I just Monday evening until I sleep, I'm just projecting things in my mind, preparing myself for the week. So I kind of like Monday because um, I'm able to now deploy the things that I've been thinking about. So I hope you had a great day at work today. I think this is our second edition for the year. And so I'm excited we're starting this 2022 together. I know that it will be an awesome year. Today we want to talk about how to be flexible and adaptable in 2022 and even beyond, because the way life is now in the corporate world, if you're not flexible, if you can't quickly adjust and adapt to things, you know that your business is going to die. That thing that thing you're trying to build is going to fold up. I want a situation where we understand how to be flexible as entrepreneurs, as leaders. I always need to reiterate here what we do here in Marketplace Apostle. We have 5 areas of focus, and that 5 areas of focus is business, career, leadership, personal finance, and relationships and life issues. The things that we discuss here are intertwined in all these different sectors, these different areas. But if you ask me what we sell, or if we have a product, and what we sell here is knowledge. We sell knowledge. That's what we do. We sell knowledge. This is what we do here. And so I'm glad every week we come here to take a few minutes, between 45 to 50 to 1 hour, to be able to just talk to you about a particular thing. And today I've just come to tell you we need to be flexible. Being flexible means to be flexible, to be agile this year, and to adapt to things easily, because those that don't adapt will die. Businesses that don't adapt will die. So I will even say is adapt or die. But I believe that all of us choose life, both our own personal lives and also the lifespan of our businesses and our organizations. So today I want to talk about flexibility and adaptability in this year and even beyond. So I'll give you a brief overview of what this adaptive means. To stay competitive in business today, really we must change and conform to the latest standards, or nearly a real-time basis. We must change and conform to the latest standards of things, latest standards, and nearly real-time basis. See, even if you look at the movies, Hollywood have changed, and they do more of reality TV. People are tired of the traditional, you write a story and most of the time we know how it's going to end. People want want things real time, on time, and so we also should be able to adapt and adapt and be flexible in real time. Things change, and I think as the years roll by, things change even more faster. So you must have it at the back of your mind that I need to change also to things, to the trends that are happening. I need to change. We all need to change. During the lockdown in 2020, a lot of people started realizing that they need to move their business and their functions or part of their operations online. But there has been a silent nudge for us to do more business online, but people didn't take it seriously until they found themselves at home and a lot of businesses closed. So we don't want a situation where there will be a repeat. Affliction shall not return the second time. So we must look at there's a call for increased focus in developing and establishing the traits of flexibility and adaptability in every area of life, even in the workplace. So as emerging leaders that I'm talking to right now, the responsibility of cultivating these two traits is very key in your survival. Is very key to your survival this year. These two traits of adaptability and flexibility is what every emerging leader should think about, and that's why I'm talking to emerging leaders or leaders right now. There are already some leaders that are under the sound of my voice that have an idea of what I'm saying, but I would like to just refresh your mind a bit, and also to some of our viewers here that's also trying to pick on the concept of adaptability and flexibility. You see that even experienced leaders can overlook certain nuances that come with adaptability. And so we need to refresh our mind from time to time, and that is what I've come to do here for the old entrepreneurs. But for the new ones, yes, I want to tell you the importance of adapting, being able to adapt. So adaptability is what really entails being open to new ideas and concepts. If you're not open to new ideas and concepts, people that say, why change a winning formula? Most of the time they have to bite their fingers, because a woman and a great entrepreneur, she was leading one of this I think the top 20 Fortune 500 companies in the US. I can't remember her name right now, but I learned something from one of our programs, or when she was interviewed. She said, look, when everything is looking good in your company, that is when you need to make a change. That is when you need to diversify. That is when you need to change. That's when you need to bring out new businesses. That's when you need to really sit down and assess your company. Not when things are going down. You prepare at the time of peace, not during the time of war. So being able to adapt is the ability to continue to look at new ideas, concepts as they relate with trends. So we must be able to also to work for individuals to work on independent basis and also work as a team. What do I mean? What do I mean by that? Some people at work, they prefer to be solo ninjas. They want to shine alone. And so when you put them in a team, they don't do very well. They don't want to work with anybody. They tell you, look, I work alone. In the corporate world, there's nothing like working alone. From the MD down to the office assistant, everybody is working for that purpose, for the vision of the organization. So there is no lone star shining somewhere all by themselves. Being adaptable is that today, yes, the company has put you in a particular unit. Tomorrow it can change. Maybe today you are in sales and they tell you that you should go to marketing the next day. See, you should be able to say, okay, I haven't done it before, but I need to try. The employees that become that grow to become in the A players, as they call them, or A team or A employees, top there, high up there, are people that can adapt easily to change. Management brings up something. Say, okay, I don't know this. Instead of complaining, why are they always making the work difficult for us? They can now say, oh, okay, I think I can try. Most of the things that I'm doing today, I started doing it because I decided to try. Nobody gave me a chance. I asked even people close to me. I said, do you think I can speak? Because I was an introvert growing up, so I asked people, do you think that I can speak? Do you see me speaking? Because all my life I've seen myself speaking to great crowds, but nobody could see it in me, and there was somebody very dear to me at that particular time. I would say one of the closest people to me at that time, and I asked the person, do you think I can speak, preach? And the person said, no, I don't think so. I don't see you doing it to a crowd. But you see that you should be able to adapt to things, and when you find yourself in a situation that now you're talking to a crowd, you should be able to adapt, and you should be able to say, okay, this is my reality, this is where I am now, and I will make the best use of it. And that was what happened to me. Elevated to certain positions where I need to make. I remember the first PowerPoint presentation I made and I presented. It was not very funny. It was not very funny to me because I just knew PowerPoint just a week before, and I had to use it. And in the corporate world, you are not going to write letter when you're going to talk. No, you don't stand there just talking. You stand there with a PowerPoint. And so you must know that in the corporate world, growing up and moving up, you have to use some of the tools that they use in the corporate world. And I'm talking about PowerPoint now. So you need to adapt to those things. You need to be able to write a report. You need to be able to produce a report at the shortest possible time. These are the things that you need to do. You need to be able to work alone, and you also need to be able to work in a team. It doesn't matter. You need to be versatile. Your bosses need to see you that you can try. And in life, all you need is try. You become good when you just make up your mind that I want to try. Adaptability is also the ability to juggle multiple projects without getting perplexed when conditions change abruptly. They do. Things change. That's life. So you must be able to adapt to it. Look at this. The ability, or let me say the degree of willingness, because you must have a buy-in, you must believe. You can't adapt without yourself. You can't adapt without agreeing to it. So the ability or the degree of willingness to which you will adapt, one adapts to situations that change abruptly, determines on your level of flexibility. To adapt depends on your level of flexibility and ability, and this possibly will determine the heights you will attain in future in that organization or in any other organization. The ability to adapt and be flexible wherever you find yourself. Emerging leaders, I speak to you. Don't murmur, don't complain too much, because in complaining you reduce. When you are complaining, what is happening? When you complain, what is happening is that your creativity juice reduces. Your innovative juice reduces when you complain. But when you say, I don't know this, but I will try, your creativity. You see, the thing is that there's power in our tongue. And what as a man thinketh, so easy. So when you think I can do it, your creative juice begins to go up. It comes naturally. That's how God has done it. But when you complain and say, why are they always carrying us and giving us tasks? Why can't we just do the one we're doing in peace? What you're doing is that your innovative juice, the meter begins to go down. So you don't have the ability. Now, the willingness to adapt is not there. The willingness, the ability to adapt is not there. So there is no way you can come out to become an A employee. There's no way you can grow. See, obstacles are opportunities for you to grow. So you must quickly be able to adapt to things and say, look, I need to move forward on this. I need to move on this. And those that think that way are those that succeed. So I'll give you 4 skills, 4 points that will help you in the journey to becoming more flexible and to adapt to things more easily. The first one is think creatively. And now let me speak to team leaders, team leads or team leaders, emerging leaders, already leaders there. We must be able to think creatively. Your team should be encouraged to explore different avenues for fostering creativity and accomplishing work goals with a new mindset. It's about mindset. You need to encourage your people. You have to encourage yourself to always, first of all, I tell leaders, encourage yourself. And say to yourself, there's always a new way. There's a better way. I know the way what we're using, the tool you're using, the software you're using is good, but there are better softwares out there. People are inventing every day. People are bringing out softwares every day. So you need to encourage yourself to, first of all, be a leader that will embrace new things. Because if you don't do that, you can't encourage your employees to embrace new things. Why? You can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. So now, if you have it as a leader, then you have to encourage your team to explore avenues for what? For creativity. Guys, we can do better. Can we look at it in another way? Give people opportunity to look at it in another way. I've seen leaders not, for me, I tell my people here that, look, all of you are here for a particular reason. I've had friends that don't talk to their employees or don't tap into their brain because they feel that as leaders they should know everything. Nobody knows everything. A team that people are encouraged to talk is a successful team. I want a successful team. I don't leave my house to waste my time and come to the office to waste my time because I think that I know it all. So when you explore that different avenues for fostering creativity, encouraging your people, pushing them, and it will help them to accomplish new goals with the new mindset. So you as the leader, you must create that and change the mindset of people. Let people that come to work for you know from start that, look, they are there to solve a problem. Let them know from that their voices will be heard. They are not voiceless, faceless employees. They are there. Their contributions are needed. In fact, everybody should have a voice. Everybody should have an opinion. But the sole prerogative of the leader is that he is the one that takes the final decision. But everybody should be able to say what's on their mind. So you must create an environment that thinks creatively. Okay, those who tend to stick to the same tried and true methods they've always had, what it does is that it's likely to have decreased flexibility, and you will resist change. Why are we changing? Why are we changing a winning formula? Why are we thinking in this way? God has, even in his infinite wisdom and mercy, has given us a concept. Why are we changing it? Are we saying that God, the wisdom or the blessing in new things? See, when you refuse to think beyond what you are doing, it's like you are stuck. Someone is stuck. And because your earning has not been affected, you think that all is well. But after a while, you see, when you plateau, when you get to the point, the top, you plateau. After plateau, you come down. There's nothing else. When you plateau, you come down. So before you begin to come down, you diversify. Before you begin to come down, you change your strategy so you continue to move up. That's how it's done. So you must, when you resist change, when you resist change, there's no way you can be creative. So be prepared to give your team an extra push, extra effort in helping them to think creatively. That is the way that the organization will continue to be on top. People that think creatively are people that have the ability to move at short notice. Something changes in the environment, They're able to move at short notice because they're already in the flow. When you do something for a long while, you get into that flow. When you do something for a long time, you get into that flow. So when you are in the flow, when you are in the flow, what happens is that anything that comes up is easy for you to continue to be creative. So please push. When you can get yourself to think creatively, the sky, in fact, is just the beginning for you, because you've taught yourself that everything in life you have to teach yourself. You have to condition yourself. Thinking creatively is one of the positive habits you need to imbibe. It's a positive habit that you need to imbibe, and you can train yourself. It's not only bad habits. We should be talking about breaking bad habits and how we learn bad habits. We can also learn good habits and positive habits. Okay, the second point I want to bring about is ambiguity. You need to embrace ambiguity, and this is where people get stuck. Ambiguity. Some people, what they don't know, they see gray areas, they'll just leave it. Some people will tell you, "Oh, I don't have energy. I don't have energy for this. Let's just do what we are doing." It is key for companies to encourage an environment where change is embraced, and especially when ambiguity is involved. Change is embraced even where in the face of ambiguity. When we don't understand, that is when we should seek to understand and seek to know how we can scale on this one. So ambiguity should not be something to say, look, let us hibernate for a while and let this bad wind blow past. No, it is a time for us to be able to say, look, we can find ways around this thing, even though we are not too clear. So traditionally, companies, what they tend to do is to cut down on innovation when uncertainty is present, instead of having to encourage innovation. They cut down on it. Welcome innovation when there's uncertainty, when there's ambiguity, and really, because innovation is for what? Do you innovate to maintain status quo? Do you innovate to maintain status quo, or you innovate to improve on status quo? I think we all want to improve. Even if you're making 100 million this year, why don't you make 500 million? What is wrong? Or you made 100 million last year, why can't you make 500 million this year? What's wrong? So we innovate to improve. And innovation, what gives birth to innovation is ambiguity, uncertainty. Innovation is the answer to ambiguity, the answer to uncertainty, the answer to difficult situations, the answer to difficult circumstances. That is what innovation is. So innovation comes to answer those questions that we don't know. So when we don't know something, then we need to call innovation to rescue, instead of saying, look, guys, let's just cool down, take it easy for now and see what is happening. No, it's a time for you to begin to see things creatively. So a conscious effort must be made to maintain positive mindset and to come up with new ways of seeing and doing things. You see, that's why it's very important that your staff, your people understand the culture. In our core values, there's creativity there. There's creativity there. Creativity and innovation. And you see, it's the mindset. When you give your people the mindset of I can do, then they can do. They will do it. But when you give people the mindset that gray areas, let's just wait and see, they also will wait. But we must create an environment where we speak to ambiguity with innovation. The third thing I want to talk about is exercise emotional intelligence. There's a lot that has been talked about emotional intelligence. So I won't bore you with that too much. But what is emotional intelligence? It means controlling and filtering one's emotion in a constructive manner. There has to be rules of engagement in the workplace, how you relate, how a boss relates with his employees, how employees relate with one another, how seniors relate with juniors. It has to be controlled. It has to be controlled and filtered in a constructive manner, because if not, it can become destructive in organizations. You must be able to manage your emotions, especially as a leader. I have to teach myself how to control my anger. I have to teach myself how to control my anger as a leader, because anger destroys a lot of things. In that moment when you say those harsh words and say those things that you will regret later, that you don't even mean, just because you are in that moment, you come to regret it. Friends, partners are parted ways because of one harsh word, just one moment, that you just lose it in one moment. Key employees have gone because of that moment. Okay? So people have lost their jobs also because of that moment. So it comes. People have lost their marriages because of that moment that they let themselves. Leaders you can't let your guard down as a leader. Emerging leader or a potential leader, a leader in the making. You can't let your guard down. You cannot. You cannot whatsoever. You cannot let your guard down. So emotional intelligence, because this also leads to adaptation when working with new teams and developing a better rapport with colleagues. Yeah, of course. You have new people come and new people go. So if you know how to manage your emotions, a leader that knows how to manage his emotions is a leader that will build a formidable team that will be productive at the end of the day, and also develop better rapport with your colleagues. And once that environment where we are all emotionally aware of how to control our emotions, what will happen? It will be a better place. There will be better rapport within that organization. Okay? All right. So the fourth one I want to talk about, which is also the last, is the ability to maintain, ability to shift focus. The ability to maintain or shift focus in accordance with an organization's changing priorities is another critical skill and indicates higher level of adaptability and flexibility. What do I mean? Ability to shift focus. Sometimes we can be focused on things to the extent that it becomes detrimental to us. Every leader, everybody, you must be watching the trends in your market, in your industry. So we are focused on this for now, but that focus can change based on the trends. Don't be so focused on something that you refuse to change. We can be focused on making so much. We can focus on sales, making so and so target, meeting our target at the end of the year, that we are not focused on the staff that we are using to make the sales, or the staff we're using for the profit. Those that will maintain consistent focus on individual and team-based operational goals while using creative and critical thinking processes to solve challenges are critical in a dynamic environment. We must, whatever our focus both on individuals, on teams, while we are using the same creative and innovative thinking processes I've talked about, this is what makes a dynamic environment. When you do that, there's an ability for us to change at any particular point in time, ability to adapt to change and be flexible in the things that we do. I want to just conclude in this way. As an emerging leader, likely you are aware of these things in your subconscious level and employ them personally. Most leaders will have an idea of what I'm talking about, but I just don't want you to have an idea. I want you to be intentional about it this year and even beyond. Be intentional about adapting to things and being agile and flexible this year. Be intentional, just don't know it. When you're ready to nurture these traits at an organizational level, you must be sure to outline your approach properly and form a quantitative plan to increase and change tolerance levels in your organization. Like every workout, like in a gym, there's a right workout. I know there are too many aerobic stuff all over, but there's a right workout, a wrong workout. I think that every organization should assess their operations and come up with the right kind of plan to make them to be adaptable, more adaptable and flexible this year. I tell CEOs, look, please critically appraise. You need to know your organization. You need to know your operations. When I close my eyes, I know all the operations here. I know where we are lacking, where we are not lacking. I know it because I'm the driver here. So I know what is happening and what is not happening. So every leader, every CEO, every entrepreneur should be able to know that and now set the environment. And your rhetoric also needs to change. You should watch the things that you say. Maybe some of the things that you say are not encouraging, they are not encouraging creativity. Some of your actions and your body language, because your staff move based on your body language more than they even move with what you say. So maybe your body language is saying something else and you're saying something else. So an environment that you adapt, environment that you prepare yourself to adapt to changes, be flexible, be agile to things when they come. Those are the companies and organizations that will survive in 2022 and even beyond. And I sincerely wish for you guys to survive. I want to see you in December, and you're telling me tales of how successful your organization is. Okay, I've come to the end of the presentation today, but please just give me a few minutes. Just give me a few minutes. I just want to talk to you about some things that have to do with the foundation that will be a blessing to you. I want to specially invite you on Wednesday, this week Wednesday. I want to invite you by 4 p.m. West African time, Nigerian time. I want to invite you to my mentoring session. It's called What's on Your Mind. And what we do there is for you to just tell me what's on your mind. Ask me questions in these 5 areas I've mentioned. The core areas of Marketplace Apostle is business, career development, leadership, personal finance, relationships, and life issues. These are our 5 areas. So these are the places where we come to bring our presentations, and also where I counsel people. Because I'm not just a business and leadership coach, I'm also a life coach. So I'm here to guide you. People on Wednesday, what you do, how it works is that you just send your questions to my DM, either Uche Onochie or Marketplace Apostle, or even Make in Nigeria. Just release, just write it out there. We will pick it, and I will come by 4 p.m. Every Wednesday to answer those questions. And some questions I have to bring in some of my friends so we can have panel discussions about it, so that you can even be more, you can have more information. And to those of you that miss that mentoring session, you can go to Uche Onochie channel on YouTube, and you can see some of my presentations and the videos of the counseling and mentoring sessions there. I'm sure it will be a blessing to you. Okay, now I come for 1 hour on Wednesday by 4 p.m. It might not be enough, but I try as much as possible to do justice to that. And you know that all these things are free programs that I am doing. But people say that about a few people, a few people say, look, I need more, please. I've heard that you've coached people to greatness. I've coached very successful business people and leaders, and they say, look, how can you coach me to achieve the things that I want to achieve, and yeah, I'm here. All you just need to do is just put it out in my DM and let me know. My people will get in contact with you, and we will discuss how we can have how we can make that work. Of course, we can make that work. If you want more than this, reach out and we can come to an agreement and see how I can do that coaching for you. That's it. So this is my special invitation to you this Wednesday by 4 p.m. I hope to see you there. Now I am so excited to talk to you about Marketplace Apostle Devotional. It's a devotional it's an unusual devotional that is just mainly for business people, career people, and leaders in diverse fields and areas. There's so much. It's power packed. We just released the January edition. There's so much in there. There's so much in there that you can take in. So please, there will be, just check the link down. There's a link down here to those of you on Instagram and on Zoom. On Facebook. There's a link. Just check the link, and you just go in and register. You get some of this. You get January, you get some of the days in January for free. Look at it. If you like it, then you can make payment. But I bet you will make that payment because it's an awesome devotional. None that you have seen. Believe me, it's not a devotional that you want to drop. It's not the usual devotional that you see after the talk. Okay, let's begin to let's begin to pray or do this. Yes, there's prayer. There's scriptures there, but there's content. There's content that you will like. So the Marketplace devotional is out there. Please follow the link and register. Also, I want you to follow Uchonochie Marketplace Apostle and Make in Nigeria. You can follow us on all our social media handles. All you just need to do is just like it. When you like it, you will get information when we come up, when we are live, so that you can participate. So please, I hope also our teachings here have helped lives, but we want to help more lives. This is a free program, so all we just need for you is to invite someone. Please, when you see the invite, just invite someone, and let's just be more. I say more, the more the merrier. Let more people be encouraged in the area of entrepreneurship and leadership. We need that in this country, and also in Africa. We need emerging leaders, and this is what Marketplace Apostle is all about. This is what we do, and this is what we do. And I just want to invite you to check out this devotional. You will really like it. Okay, lastly, before I leave you, is the Tmg model. The model in which we teach at our institute here is we use the Tmg model, which is the Think, Make, Grow. And from the Think, Make, Grow model, we now have the Think, Make, Grow forum and network. So think as in we encourage people to think, startups, SMEs, whoever, retirees. We're encouraging people to think about solutions, to think creatively. So when you think innovation, which I say innovation is an answer to ambiguity, uncertainty. When we use innovation, when we think and we create. After you think and come up with solutions, then you begin to make. Don't make without thinking. Don't make without having clear-cut solutions of what you are offering. And once you now make it's time to grow, you have a business, you've started, you're an SME, you're a startup. Now it's time for you to grow that business. Now it's time for you to grow, not just be locally, but globally as well. How do I scale my business? This is what we do. This is our call here at Marketplace Apostle. And we can help you do that. So please, when you register for the devotional or any of our programs, you'll be in our database. We invite you for the TMG forum, where we discuss all these things. We have a forum, and from time to time we come to have a panel discussions where people can ask questions. Young people can ask questions in these areas that I've talked to you about. Then once that is done, we can help them to think, to make, and to grow, so that our country can become a better place, our continent can become a better place, and even the black race can have more say and influence. So I think that is important. The work we do here is very important. I want to urge you to please join us. Like our program, attend our program, help us share our program. I know that whoever you give this will come back and thank you for it, probably buy you wine and say, you saved my life. So I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Let's make it a date. I want to see you there. Thank you. God bless, and have a good night's rest.